So, Leah, the media
Yeah.
and young black males and females.
Even like the old ones, they just don't like black people.
No.
Not gonna lie. And they don't like putting us anywhere. They don't like, literally, they don't want to say anything.
Unless it's to make us
Crime.
look bad. Yes. Crimes.
Put you in Top Boy, but they won't put you put you in them nice programs, you know what I mean?
Unless you're the person getting killed.
Personally, black men have it bad in the media.
Yeah.
I feel.
Definitely.
Because from my perspective, me personally, like, they're just viewed as violent people.
Yeah.
Like,
violent, having different baby moms,
Loads of
20,000 kids,
kids.
drug dealer.
and that's just from growing up here. But they're not, at the same time, like, they're in the media, but they're represented badly.
Yeah.
And if they're in TV shows, they're represented badly, or they're just chucked in there for diversity. Let's get a black boy and let's give him a cheeky little, it's not even a fade, it's, you know, that little afro. It's one of them. And he's diversity, he's just the token black kid to say, like, yeah, look, our diverse cast.
So in particular, what I came across is how young black males are perceived in their music videos. So I was looking at mainly how, like, gang culture.
Yeah.
I found that Hayward and Presty highlighted the link between criminality and symbolic display, suggesting that the images that we see from people engaged in deviance and crime is as real as the crime and deviance in itself. So as gang members display hyper-masculine tendencies, such as brandishing weapons and talking about violence, the narratives in which they communicate is real to them and their audiences. So it's sort of like a connection to the social realities of young people in gang-impacted environments. However, Bennett et al. Argued that these social realities are by default and are a consequence of poor socio-economic backgrounds, which create a series of marginalised subgroups and subcultures.
So they're basically saying, like, the ones that, the music videos that are about gang culture kind of appeal to, like, people that are in gangs, kind of thing. But at the same time, not all black males are in gangs.
Exactly. Music is a way to express yourself. You know, like, a lot of people will say things in songs and they've probably never even done it. It's just an expression. But why is it, if that's what you're talking about, that's what you're doing?
And why is it as soon as one person does it now, that's it for the whole race?
Yeah.
That's for the whole of the cohort, you know what I mean? Like, just because one person does... Thing is, yeah, I don't see a lot of gang music. Me personally, I just see LSG doing their too. You know? Like, I don't see a lot of it, but is that just because...
Maybe that's just because, you're not... That's not your cup of tea.
I found a company called The Opportunity Agenda. And they looked into, like, black males in the media, and they found, like, negative effects of negative portrayals of black males. So, like, portraying them as violent, etc., kind of that thing. And they found that there was a lack of identification or sympathy for black males, and exaggerated views related to criminality, violence, and as well as expectation, tolerance for race-based socio-economic disparities, which is just, like, where they come from. So like, their socio-economic background, people aren't sympathetic towards it. Yeah. They feel like they haven't earned it because all they see them as is, like, a thug. Yeah.
That's interesting. Same with, like, when you go into a club and they only allow a certain number of black people in the club.
And then even after, the police are outside waiting for the black kids to come outside.
Or so it even comes down to going into a shop and having a hoodie on and you're getting followed around because you got your hood up. So it's almost hoodies part of gang culture. I see other people wearing hoodies all the time and they're not getting stopped or looked at. But that's the thing. People now see a group of young black boys, males, and automatically assume that they're doing something they shouldn't be doing.
Have you ever had it where you're talking to someone, may not necessarily be anyone black, but you're talking to someone and you see a group of black boys and they're like, oh no, let's go the other way.
Yeah. Oh no, I haven't been around.
I'm like, let's go this way. Enjoy walking. I guess.
I love finding other black people, whereas because the way they're portrayed, oh no, you don't want, like, obviously I work in an environment where young people are coming in, and I've noticed that when there's a group of black males coming in, my co-workers have mentioned, like, oh, did you see them black guys that came in earlier, or them group of guys that came in earlier, and they'd automatically be like, yeah, drug dealers.
Are you for real?
Yes. How do you know that they're drug dealers?
That's so rude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't really get that. When black boys come over, all the black girls.
Me, I'm like, they're like, I don't get it. But that's the thing, is they've come in, they're in jeans, t-shirts, jumpers, nice trainers. There's nothing gang or any hood about them. They're just black. So is that because of the media? Why people react like that towards?
I don't think the media helps. Like, I feel like obviously that people grow up with implicit biases around them and then they like internalize them, but I don't think the media is helping.
Yeah.
I feel like there need to be more black men and women. And you know, like black TV shows, we don't have any, do we? We had Top Boy, and then it was about drug dealers, and all the Americans started saying in it for like 2 weeks. But like, what do we have? Like, even for kids to watch.
What, Grownish?
And a stupid American.
That's all I know of. I don't know of any black shows where we're being portrayed as good people.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I feel like Grownish and Blackish, they kind of play on the stereotypes. They kind of work around it and like do what is it? They try to make it positive, but at the same time
they'll throw in their
yeah. You know what I mean? Because there is the sassy grandma, like not all black women are like that.
I know. That's really annoying. Like,
and then half the time, like, it doesn't really make sense. Some of their kids are light skinned, some of their kids are dark skinned.
I mean, with that, there's 6 of us, and we're all different colours, different hair types.
But you could tell you're related.
True.
But at the same time, it wouldn't be such a big. I don't know how to describe it.
I'm thinking of, like, is it Blackish? Yeah, the brother and the sister, they look completely different.
Yeah, I know. And then in Grownish, are there any dark skinned, like black men, women, until later where they just bring some dark skinned boys in? Where are dark skinned girls?
Oh, that's another topic for another day, but
the same thing. It was the same people. It was Opportunity Agenda, and they found that. Let me find it. That the impact of black males, like seeing themselves in the media like that, and they found it demoralizing, and it reduced their self-esteem and expectations of themselves, which makes sense. Yeah, like I've seen that, like in real life, and they see their most common role models depicted in the media, like rap stars, NBA, so they feel like their options are limited.
Okay, yeah. That's true. There's not many things that you can watch, and there's a black CEO. Like, let's say Ghost Power, for example.
Yeah.
Like,
but at the same time, wasn't he a drug dealer?
That's what I mean. Like, he had his good business, but why couldn't he have just come out of that? Why did he have to keep going back and doing little things on the side and be killing people and selling drugs? And I mean, he wanted to change.
But at the same
But-
time, his backstory didn't have to be like he was from here. He was like, why can't someone just be rich and be like,
Yeah.
why do you have to work so hard and then come do illegal stuff on the side to be rich and then successful?
Yeah. Where did it get you?
Mm-hmm.
Killed.
Period.
What I was particularly interested in though was like music videos,
Yeah.
especially like drill music, because did you know that the use of music videos have been used as evidence within a court setting?
That's dirty. Why'd they do that?
So an example of this is Rail Phillips, if I've got that right. It was from Birmingham, who was sentenced to 27 years in prison for conspiracy to possess a firearm with intent to endanger life, possessing ammunition without firearm certificate, and further charges of possessing a firearm with intent to cause fear or violence. And there was another example of 3 black males who were sentenced to a total of 51 years for 2 counts of possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life and 3 charges of ammunition possessions. And in both of these examples, their music videos was used against them.
Wouldn't that be seen as circumstantial evidence though? Because just because he's like rapped about it doesn't
Exactly.
unless they said like some damning information, like the whole thing. Said,
and who does that?
Exactly.
Why would you incriminate yourself? If they have there's little like hints of what they've done and what they may have done and what they may want to do, but to say that this has been used as evidence against you to send you to prison for 27 years, he didn't even kill anyone.
He just was holding us.
Yeah, 27 years. So
it's really mad. I kind of, like, it's not really music videos, but like how black women are stereotyped, like they have been hypersexualized.
Yes.
But then at the same time, those women that hypersexualize themselves tend to become more successful.
Yeah.
That's very
There's a lot of comments like, oh, Megan Thee Stallion and Cody B will only get famous because of their bodies.
But there's like Megan especially, sick rapper.
Yeah.
Like you have to look at her talent.
Well, they don't do that.
They just look at her body. The thing is, they love off black women's sexuality, but they don't protect them. They don't protect them because when she got shot now, on Twitter, the way people were backing Tory, why? They were backing him like they knew him from the day. Why? Why would she lie about getting shot in the foot? I don't understand. And why would she lie that he shot her?
The tea.
And then she is now promoting like protect black women.
Yeah.
Like before, it's kind of.
But hasn't it got like negative backlash?
Yes. Why? Why has it got negative backlash though?
Well, I can't remember what. Was it something like she's using the fact that she got shot as like a way to kind of.
What's his face? 50 Cent get shot.
He did 9 times. He a survivor.
And he puts it in like every other one of his songs.
But that's okay, you see. I think males and females are portrayed so differently. Black males and females.
100%. I feel like we need to be in the media more. Like I specifically like TV shows and that kind of thing. Because when you look at like mainstream media, like Love Island and stuff, like it's like black women don't get the love. It's like especially dark-skinned women.
Yeah.
And it's really bad. And the colorism, we'll address that another time. But dark-skinned women don't get the love they deserve, and then it affects them.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you point it out, oh no, it's not like that. It's not like that.
So would you say that that's due to the media?
Yeah. Because where have you seen a dark-skinned woman like just falling in love, just being happy, not dying, not being sad, not having loads of kids, being a background character. Where have you seen that? Oh. So it would be nice. It would be nice. I found that Shug found that black women tended to be more underrepresented in the media, such as TV shows, than black men. So this is like, they were looking at a whole cohort and they found that black women and Asian males were like the least represented in the media.
Yeah. Well, do you think that because of the way that we've been portrayed in the media, we kind of like embrace this position in society? Because what I found was that, so in relation to like gangs, so they tried to say that individuals use the media in constructing, maintaining and shaping their identities.
I don't think that's true, personally. I feel like other people feed off of that. People love to feed off black culture, and then they start dressing and acting how like they think that these people act just because the media has betrayed them like that.
Yeah.
But people in actual, they don't want to be known, because then who's gonna find them? The police.
Do you think that kind of relates to, you know, when parents tell their daughters, "Oh, I don't want you with a black man"? They probably don't even have like the fathers probably do not even have black friends. So why do you not want them to be with a black man? How do you know how a black man is? It's what they've been shown on the media. Drug dealer, a million kids, a million different mums, beating their wives or girlfriends, cheating on their wives and girlfriends. Like, child, anyways.
I don't feel like we embrace it though. I feel like we fight against it, especially like, I don't know, when I'm in uni, I like, or go to a uni, you just see so many black people and it's just so nice. It's just so nice. And you know, they're there to study, they're there to do well. Like,
and they'll still get followed around in Tesco. Why? The media.
Oh, did you see? Oh, there was. I wish I got like a site for this, but there was a They were looking at. There was a newspaper article, and this was like, I think this was like early this year. I don't know. This year's been long, so I don't know when this was, but there was a newspaper article, and it was basically saying how many. Like looking at the percentage of people that use drugs in this country, use and then sell. Black people were one of the lowest rating. White people were like 70% or higher. Yeah. But they used what you would call like a gang picture or a black thug as the picture, as like the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Even though it's white people that are
They just, well, I'd really love to know why. Like, why do you think that they do this?
I don't think it's a why. I think it's like, I feel like you have to look at the history of it. Like, so, you know, like before when we were segregated and it was like no blacks, and they were outwardly, not like they don't outwardly treat us bad now, but like they were outwardly treating us bad. Like they'd kick you, they'd call you N-word in the streets and that kind of stuff, especially in the times of the Windrush thingy, the Windrush generation. But that kind of stuff has been kind of brushed under the carpet. You don't learn about it. And then obviously that from looking at history, we've moved on, but all of it's kind of just swept under the carpet. You can still say that, but people won't say like, oh, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or you're crazy, because it's kind of like microaggressions now. And it's kind of like implicit biases. Yeah. So before it was like explicit, where they'd go out and say it, and whereas now it's like, oh, I've been taught this because it's been through generations. But I wouldn't even say it's been filtered down. Yeah. Because like, you know, like when we go to uni and you may be from a low income family and then you get like the maximum loan, people don't believe that. They feel like you're not deserving of it because they think you're lazy. Because they think like your mum's not working 3 jobs to feed you. Yeah. Your dad's run away. And it's awful. It's actually awful.
I've always looked at like the negative like negative things, whereas there's been so many like music videos out there that's done by young black males that's kind of highlighting the lives. They're not encouraging it, they're just highlighting what they have had to go through and telling their stories. There's nothing negative about telling your story. So for example, have you heard Kurtz and Conan's ban drill song? Because obviously there was that big whole movement about whether the government wanted to ban drill.
No.
Yeah, so they made a song about that in 2019, and there's a song come out called Black Lives Matter by Mark Duggan's son. He's a rapper. Yeah, and his friend and another Abracadabra, I think his name is. So, but these are things that are like positive. They're trying to do a positive out of it, but I bet that won't get a lot of attention. Media attention. And if it will probably be bad.
The thing is, like, even the stuff that is in the media, you know, like when Diversity did their Black Lives Matter dance on whatever show they went on, there were so many Ofcom reports.
I know. It might, like, instead of putting out, it's racist, and why not post all the good things that people have said about it? But you want to post on all the racist comments, and you shouldn't have done that comments.
But the thing is, these people were like, I don't even want to beef them, but at the same time, you're not educated. You need to like understand the history to understand where we are at now and where we're gonna go. You know what I mean? But they don't know the history,
and I don't think they want to. They don't care. They
ignorant.
Do not care.
So ignorant.
So in 2019, BBC News reported the year before that. So there's a West London group called 1011. Oh my God, please don't get me. I don't want to get added. But they were issued with a court order banning them from making music without police permission.
Police permission?
They need police permission to show off their music and to make music. Because since drill music has been out, there's been a rise in knife crime. So they're basically saying that drill music has caused the rise in knife crime. And I don't know if you've heard them, Skengo and AM. They're another like drill rappers. They were sentenced to 9 months in prison, suspended for 2 years for breaching a gang injunction by performing their song Attempted at a London concert. So because they performed their own song that they sang, recorded, wrote, they got put in prison. What's all that about? But however, a spokesman for the CPS said that we've never prosecuted anybody solely on the basis of their involvement with drill music.
But then they
making threats to kill or cause serious harm to other people is a very serious, and clearly we have a duty to assess whether prosecution is appropriate.
Yeah, but then when it's hate crimes, it's a different.
Drill music has been used to help establish association between parties in some serious cases involving gang violence. However, there is a significant difference between artistic expression and a person posting an online video encouraging murder. Every case that is referred to us is considered on its individual facts and merits.
You know, that reminds me, you know, Diane Abbott. I think she's the first, I'm not sure she's the first black, but the first black female MP.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, she gets abused. So like, of all of the female MPs in all of the House of Commons, she receives half of the abuse. Half of it.
Why?
Because you're black. There's literally, it's really bad. So Amnesty looked into it. There are 100. They analysed tweets mentioning 177 women MPs. And how is this one woman getting half the whole backlash out of all of them? It's just because she's black.
And who's the backlash from? Just random people?
Yeah. But thing is, it's not like she does anything. She's a Labour Party member. And she was saying that since like, I like becoming an MP. So at the start, this is looking at the Grazier Daily.
Yeah.
She said that, like back in the day, that she used to receive like death threats, but it'd be like a racist letter and they'd mail it because they were angry and they wanted to complain. But she's an MP and they'd have to stamp it. But now, like, it doesn't have to go through you don't have to go through all of those steps. Like, she's on Twitter, so people will just go on there and literally post hateful comments. But I bet they won't be taken at the same rate as like the drill music, obviously. No one's gonna come in, the police aren't gonna come and look at it and be like, oh yeah, you can't tweet anymore because you said this.
Yeah.
But they're sitting monitoring YouTube. Stop.
Okay, let's flip this now.
Okay.
So how we've been talking about gangs and females and how they've been portrayed. Do you think that we kind of like, not to say asking for it, but let's say, I'm trying to think of a black woman, Tiffany Haddish, Tiffany Haddish, for example, the way that she acts, she's very, I don't know, some people may describe her as like ghetto, that loud ghetto black girl.
She's a comedian, right?
Yeah. She's a comedian. And that's just her personality. That's the way she is. But obviously, black women, that's the way we've been portrayed. The loud, ghetto, black woman. To not be taken seriously. So do you feel that she's sort of like playing the part? Same with like black boys on the street or black males on the street. By them going out, standing in groups, wearing tracksuits.
Why can't we wear tracksuits? They're very comfortable. This is a cold country. We're not originally from here.
Obviously, I don't agree with this, but would you say that they're kind of asking for it? They're asking to be stopped. They're asking for people to look at them, and why? That some people would say, "Oh, why not just take your hoods down?" Do you think that we play the role that they want us to be, that they expect us to be?
I don't think so, because we're literally all different. They like try to put us all in one little bubble kind of thing. We're different, so why would not all of the black females, all the black males, like, why would we all not be different? Tiffany Haddish, like, why can't she be like that? Because I'm pretty sure there's a white person that is exactly like that, but she's not.
But she won't get called ghetto. The media just loves to just add fuel to the fire.
Oh, I found that Hazen and Clark, they looked at advertisements of black-oriented magazines. So magazines that were based around black people. I don't know if it was black-owned, but based around black people. And found ideologies of racism and white supremacy continue to pervade the advertisements featured in those magazines.
Pervade. Definition, please.
Pervade, like, they're in it. So racism and white supremacy is coming through on those advertisements.
On a black magazine. Okay. And what was the reason for this?
What was the reason?
Yeah.
Oh,
what was the reason?
It's not that it's not that the magazine company, like, it's not targeted to be like have white supremacy and racism in it. It's just, I think there's probably like minor, but at the same time it needs to have gone. It shouldn't be that at all.
Yeah.
But it's just saying that even though there will be so many black programs, but then they'll be run by white people and they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. And you can tell.
Have you ever watched a show where somebody's had to put on an accent? Like a Caribbean accent or an African accent? Oh my gosh.
It's really funny. I enjoy it.
Why don't you just get somebody that's from the Caribbean? I don't want to be hearing this fake accent.
Bomba class.
But, oh my, because I was even watching, have you heard of Desmond's? It's an old like comedy show, like a black family. And I was watching that the other day because I recently put it out on Netflix. And even that, I honestly, like, the accents, they're just not real. That it's awful. Why can't they just get characters that are from the Caribbean?
I found that school have found that when black women watched TV orientated around black people, they had healthier body images, which makes sense. I have seen people say, like, obviously the beauty standard or the previous beauty standard, what we grew up with was a skinny white woman. That was just the pinnacle.
Yeah,
of
blonde,
beauty.
blue eyes.
Obviously, so we had like some black TV shows growing up.
Not that I can recall, but yeah.
You ever watch that show Raven or Proud Family?
Oh, that's it. Okay, yeah. Okay.
We had some, but like, say right now, my sister would not have TV shows of black people right now. So she may now have a negative self-image of herself.
Yeah.
And it's probably the same for black males. Like, you don't see yourself on there. And especially if you don't grow up around black people as well, how are you supposed to self-identify?
Yeah.
Like, I understand it would be hard.
My little sister had Doc McStuffins.
Oh yeah, she was a doctor. Well, her parents doctors.
Did we ever really see her parents?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay, so there was that show, Young Black Doctor. That was kind of...
I don't think that was like my sister's time.
She's 14, no.
She's 14.
This was like my little sister, and she's 7 or 8.
So, what do you think we've taken from this?
That the media loves to portray black people in a negative way.
How do you think they could not remedy it? Because honestly, we deserve a fat apology and some money. But like, how do you think they could improve?
It's hard because I don't think that that's ever going to happen. I think we're always going to be portrayed as the loud ghetto black girl, and we're always going to be portrayed as a gang member or a drug dealer.
Males in particularly gives them a negative self-image, and it makes them feel like they have limited options.
Yeah.
Just to become thugs, drug dealers, and that they can't be successful without doing that stuff first. Females, I think the media over-sexualizes black females 100%, and then if you're not hypersexualized, you're gonna be labeled as very loud, attention seeking, ghetto. Like, everything we do is ghetto until it's in high fashion.